This just in. Massive breaking news. WrestleMania 37 has been canceled.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
COVID-20 is here.
Quick. Check the calendar.
Oh, wait.
No, psych!
I
got you, Mike. You're listening to the Shoot Brothers.
You gotta be on guard, people.
On guard all day. This is the Shoot Brothers Wrestling Podcast, where WrestleMania is not canceled until we find a photo of it in blackface. My name is Cameron Osborne. I'm sitting across the way. Of course, you know his name. His name is Mike the Shoot Shepherd.
Kablam.
And kablam. The WrestleMania season's upon us. That was my first April Fool's joke to come across my timeline was, I guess, an account located in the UK. And sometime, around when the time difference made sense, saw a tweet that said WrestleMania 37 will no longer take place at Raymond James Stadium. And I said to myself, because it's March 31st. I'm not thinking about it.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, though, those Brits with their dark humor.
Brits. Yeah, I mean, April 1st, that'd be a bad day to die on, right? If you're like a celebrity. Or a
bad day to receive actual. It's like, did you hear Robert Pattinson is dead? Someone's like, come on. It's April Fool's. He's like, no, he died. He got his head chopped off.
Like, you're just...
more brutal the death is, too. But this isn't an April Fool's podcast. This is not a podcast where we talk about international holidays. Not specific holidays, international holidays. No, this is a wrestling podcast, of course. We have a big week. Big week coming up this week, because this week is sort of like the calm before the storm, if you will.
Yeah, this is the very last. The exit sign is there. We know our destination. We're on the home stretch. Everyone's excited, ready to stretch their legs out, get out of the car.
Yeah, because we're almost there. That's right. We're almost at WrestleMania.
Favorite songs on the radio. The GPS is clicking. Everything's going well.
We're almost at our 2-night spectacular of WrestleMania, and only a week away from our 2-night spectacular of Stand and Deliver, the NXT version of WrestleMania, which could kind of turn into maybe their own WrestleMania. This little NXT localized event.
Yeah, I mean, going forward, it'll be interesting to see if this 2 nights of WrestleMania sticks, because, I don't know, I think we all think it probably should. It's better to not have 15 matches in one night.
Yeah, so far it's working, I guess. But I mean, we could not be more excited for WrestleMania this season, back in front of fans, and everything.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
It's going to be great. Let's get into the show. Let's start the show the only way that we know how to, which is with crowning a new Tweet of the Week champion. It's the Tweet of the Week. It's the Tweet of the Week. This week's Tweet of the Champion, first time ever Tweet of the Week champion, comes to a tweet that has zero context, and I don't want to look into the context. Because I much more so enjoy the message just coming as is with our brand new Tweet of the Week champion, Lance Storm.
Good Canadian
kid, Lance Storm, who last week sent out to his entire Twitter following, "I had a large penis in WWE. That was the gimmick. What do you want me to do about it? I didn't write it." I purposefully did not want to look into whatever this gimmick might be. Mike, is this something that you remember?
A little bit. He was always kind of stuck with weird gimmicks because he wasn't much of a talker personality, so they'd give him stupid gimmicks, like the big penis, or they'd make him like a dweeb. But I mean, it's not the worst gimmick to have, right?
Out of all the gimmicks,
so yeah, you got a big dick.
That's
What's
your
wrong with
thing.
that?
You got a big dick. Is that okay with you? And he's probably like, let me ask my wife.
I don't. There's this other wrestler from a long time ago. His name was Meat, and his gimmick was he would basically in the back they would imply he would be having sex with these girls, so he'd come out and he'd be too tired to wrestle, and he was basically a jobber. He would lose all these matches, and then there's this one urban legend. It's kind of I don't know. There's that he came out once and wrestled with a boner, a full match with a.
Oh, really? A full match at Full Sail.
Yeah, whether it was a gimmick or it was he was really going, it was I I don't know.
Now, was it spelled MEAT?
Yeah, just meat.
Perfect.
Straight up meat. He'd come out, he'd have like lipstick marks all over his chest, and he'd be wrestling in underwear. So that was more, that was a bit more to the point.
Which gimmick would you rather have? Meet that guy, or the guy from the Beyond the Mat documentary who can vomit on command?
I guess the meat one, because vomiting over and over is not that good for you.
Yeah, but I guess it has more of a physical toll on you, where where meat has more of a kayfabe toll on you.
Yeah, I remember Steve-O from Jackass. He said all that vomiting, his esophagus and larynx all the acid started to fuck him up.
Yeah, it's something like that, because stomach acid, that's what it is. Bile, it shouldn't be coming up all the time.
Oh yeah, when you're just puking.
It's meant to reject the bad things.
Yeah. Lance Storm, congratulations.
Lance Storm, that's all we got to say. That's
around.
all we have to say. Congratulations. Always like shouting out a good Canadian kid. Well, let's move along.
Yeah. See, one last thing. I don't remember him ever I don't remember him having like a prop in his pants to like show that he had a giant schlong or anything like that.
It was just he had it. Believe us.
Just like whispers.
Had it. Believe us when we tell you. Well, yeah, that's great. Congratulations to Lance Storm and all Canadians in the professional wrestling world. Let's move on to a show jam-packed, full of good Canadian boys. This is
even if they're French Canadian, that's okay.
That's still technically Canadian, Mike.
I know. Oh yeah, at the Olympics, I don't care. We're all Canadian.
We would all be on the same Olympics team, baby. Of course, you know we are talking about WWE SmackDown. Okay, folks, it's Friday night. It's time for SmackDown Live. It used to be on Tuesday, but then I think it was on Friday before, though. No, wait. They used to film it on a Thursday and then release it. It's just SmackDown Live. Is it live? I think it is.
Sometimes during the Thunderdome era, it's hard to tell.
During the Thunderdome era, yeah, it is kind of hard to tell, of course. And
we're almost done.
We're almost done. We hope. We think.
Well,
at least say.
Yeah.
So it's 8 p.m. It's Friday night. Let's tune on our television sets to Daniel Bryan kicking off SmackDown this week.
Yeah, this is hot off of Fastlane still, even though it's a bit later on in real life. But with that controversial finish.
The best finish.
Oh, the amazing finish of that 30-minute finish. So Daniel Bryan comes out because he's got business. He acknowledges every single person. We all saw Roman Reigns tap out, something that's never been done before. And then he addresses Edge, who he was the one that cost him the title, so he's tired of all this bullshit. He earned all these opportunities, getting screwed all the time. So anyways, he wants a rematch against Roman for the title tonight. And he's not leaving until he gets it. So he just sits down in a chair. We go to commercial.
He sits and waits. After commercial, we have Adam Pearce.
He's still there.
Yeah, he's still there. Adam Pearce is coming down to the ring. I like that. Somebody would have sat. He would have sat there for 3.5 minutes.
Yeah,
just waiting for someone.
So Piercy, he comes out. He's like, we can't do it. Can't give you the match tonight. Referee's decision's final. Next Universal title match is going to be at WrestleMania against Edge and Roman. So Bryan's like, okay, how about I face the winner of that match right after? And Pierce is like, that wouldn't be fair. Bryan's like, oh, what about me? But anyways, how about night 1, Roman versus Edge, and I'll face the winner night 2. But then Edge comes out. He cuts a promo on Bryan. He's pissed off. He says, this is my dream. I'm the one who came back after 10 years. And you don't deserve this match, you son of a bitch. So then Bryan tackles him. He starts punching. But then Edge hits him with a spear, picks up the chair, hits him with the chair. Just further stepping over that heel territory.
Yeah.
Boundary.
Man. Edge fought his entire, for a decade now to get back to the top of the company that, brought him so much joy in the past, and for little Daniel Bryan to walk in and just say, hey, I deserve a shot. No, this is, like you said, this is the house that Edge built. It doesn't have a good rhyme. We need a better rhyme to it. But you know what? Know what I mean. Love this. Roman Daniel Bryan got 4.5 stars at Fastlane. It was an incredible match, and it was deservingly of such a rating. Yeah.
Also, I don't think we ever mentioned on the show the Britt Baker Thunder Rosa got 4.75.
I know, it was so close. It should have been
So
a 5.
close.
That should have been a 5.
I had a feeling.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Should have been a 5.
In Japan, it'd be a 5.5.
Man, that would, yeah. I at least, yeah. I don't care about going over. You know, whatever. Do your own thing.
I just say
but,
that's why I have a flat cap of 5, and there's a lot of 5-star matches. But
Yeah.
Meltzer doesn't agree.
Well, I guess you and Meltzer would have, you know, or like the same amount of 5-star matches. Just his also go above. You know.
Well, yeah, sometimes. But in this case, he wouldn't have, and I would have.
I know. I would have bumped that up. Maybe we will get kind of like the retroactive bump up, you know, that we get every so often.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Seth Rollins, Nakamura, the battle of the red and black leather pants. That's basically what I got.
This is battle of the leather pants. Big ones.
Yeah, good match. Rollins hits the curb stomp, gets the win. But then after Cesaro runs out, pounds away on Seth, goes for the big swing, but Seth slips away. And this is like the thing he's doing. He's like so traumatized by the big swing, so he's like, can't get it on me.
His PTSD, his swing TSD.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah,
backstage,
that's
Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce goes into the Tribal Chief's office, and Roman tells him he only wrestles and defends the title one night at Mania. And Pearce is like, all right, I got some stuff to think about. I'll make a decision by the end of the night. So
Which
we'll
will
find out.
inevitably be our main event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we get Big E and the Street Profits in 6-man tag action against Chad Gable, Otis, and Apollo Crews. Pretty much your standard multi-man tag action. Everything breaks down eventually. Everyone gets taken out until Apollo Crews hits the Olympic Slam on Big E and pins him for the 3.
Because this will probably be a match that we get at WrestleMania. Will be Apollo Crews taking on
if it's not
Big
already
E.
announced.
If it's not already on there. I guess nothing. Apollo Crews got a little bit of momentum after losing a couple weeks in a row.
Yeah, and I guess Gable and Otis get a win, so if they do have that SmackDown title match, they'll be thrown in there as a team.
Yeah, I'm sure that belt has not been put into something yet.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, they'll have to.
Backstage, Edge, he's trying to intimidate Adam Pearce, just saying like, make the right decision or else. So just more evil Edge.
Evil Edge.
But it works. It works.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to out babyface Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, that's pretty tough. That's pretty tough at this point. I mean, 6 months ago, or 6 months from now, who knows?
Yeah. Or during the Planet's Champion era.
Oh yeah, then you couldn't out heel him. Isn't it amazing
You can't
how
win.
good
You just
he
can't.
is? You can't win. You can't beat him.
When it comes to Daniel Bryan.
You really can't. Yeah.
Kevin Owens comes out. He's got to do the KO show, talk about getting attacked by Sami Zayn last week. So he calls Sami out. Sami obliges, and he says he's sorry. All this conspiracy stuff, it's affecting his psyche. And Sami just tells us next week he's dropping a big trailer for his documentary. And he says online star Logan Paul is going to be there.
Finally.
For all you confused old people at home, I don't know much about him either. Other than he does YouTube, right?
Yeah, well, Mike, I think you also have a little bit of a disconnect between what the kids are doing, or what the popular kids are doing. I think this isn't the first time that something like this has come up where
I know who he is.
Yeah, no, he was Vine.
But I don't know which one's which of the two brothers. Which one's the one that boxes?
Jake is the one who boxes. He's the younger one.
So I know who they are, but I don't care.
You could you'd be like, that guy is that guy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I know it's big. Like, it's like Bad Bunny. A lot of people know him, so it'll probably get some clicks. People will be like, "Oh, Logan Paul's in WWE. What the fuck's going on?"
Of course, it's gonna get clicks. It's all about the clicks.
Yeah, but Kevin Owens, he doesn't care either. So Sami gets mad. They yell at each other, and Owens challenges him to a match at WrestleMania. Sami says, "Fine." So
just like that. That's how you book a Mania match. Just.
Yeah, I mean, last year Owens jumped off the sign, one of the big spots of the show, and I think he promised before it was confined to the Performance Center. He promised he was going to jump off the pirate ship.
He did
so
say
maybe
that.
he'll have a chance.
I saw a quick little clip online. It was the WWE's like Then Now Forever intro, but instead in the background it was just footage of Kevin Steen and El Generico from like a Ring of Honor, and then it's them in PWG, and then it's them in NXT, and then it's their multiple interactions they've had here on the main roster. These two are Then, Now, and Forever. This is not this is not this. I would even go so far as to say this is not the last WrestleMania match between these two guys.
No, and this is going to be one of the benefits of having a 2-night WrestleMania. They'll probably get an extra 5 minutes they wouldn't get otherwise. You can have a 15-minute match now between them instead of like a rushed 8-minute
instead
match.
of the kind of like 12 main card, 3 pre-show setup. Now we can kind of do like 7 and 7.
Yeah,
it works nicely.
And there's no word. I think that they're not doing the Battle Royals this year again.
That's
either,
a lot of people to put in the ring at the same time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It saves time. The Battle Royal means nothing at the end.
It really
give an extra match.
I can't think of a time where like some larger implications kind of
the only one that ever felt like it meant anything was the very first one when Cesaro picked up Big Show, but then they never did anything after.
Oh, they did a little Hulk Andre thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
But Bianca Belair is taking on Natalya, just straight one-on-one action, and everything's going all right until Sasha Banks comes out. She just wants to watch, but this causes a distraction. So Tamina gets in, she interferes, super kicks Bianca. But then Belair, she recovers, goes over and slaps Sasha in the face, then gets back in the ring, hits the kiss of death on Natalya, and gets the win. So at least she didn't lose or anything this week.
Yeah, at least. I mean, we are only a couple weeks away.
Mm-hmm. And then I think Sasha beats her up after.
Yeah, I think we got a quick backstabber. She's the one standing tall at the end of the match. This is a weird one. Yeah, because we a few weeks ago we thought to ourselves that Natalya and Tamina, they started dressing similarly, tagging together. We thought to ourselves like, okay, this is going to be their thing, and now no, or they were just thrown into a singles match. I honestly can't think of any women on this SmackDown's roster. Just for somebody like Bianca Belair to just have a match with, just someone
we haven't seen
fucking have.
Yeah, we haven't seen Billie Kay in a while.
Yeah, Billie Kay would be like that perfect person in that role. Yeah, where
just
it's
get
like
a quick, easy win.
Exactly. That's one thing that I guess AEW has these 3 like shows, but it's all like the same talent pool. That's why we see that kind of shit all the time on AEW. It's like Jon Moxley can have a win against somebody who's not somebody, and you're all good.
Mm-hmm.
But beating Natalya, a couple years ago, that would have been huge for a superstar's resume.
Yeah.
She was SmackDown champion, women's champion
She was.
Once.
Yeah. Edge goes into Roman's locker room to talk, but Reigns, he tells Reigns to use your stroke, keep this match one-on-one, because otherwise I can beat him to win your title. So, there you go.
Okay. Yeah, more on that later.
Anyways, the last match of the night is Dolph Ziggler taking on Rey Mysterio, one-on-one. But I guess, I don't know. They're the tag champs, so Rey and Dom will probably be facing them somehow. Multi-man match. Anyways, I think Ziggler powerbombs Rey over the barricade at one point, and then, I don't know. This match, nothing really mattered.
Absolutely not. No.
Yeah. Yeah, Rude's there, Dominic's there. They're trying to get involved. Eventually, Dolph catches Rey with a zigzag. But Rey kicks out, gets a 619, gets the win.
Yeah.
Nothing really. It didn't really mean much.
Nothing really special here. I guess we took these championships off of Street Profits. I think there was an injury to one of them, and we kind of removed it from them. But it feels like for the years now, Dolph Ziggler, Bobby Ziggler, Dolph Rude, whatever you want to call them, they're like so their use is so like lethargic, if that kind of feels. And they're great. It feels like these guys are involved with bringing up other tag teams, but we never quite really make them feel that, important.
Yeah, and
That makes sense.
no, that's pretty much it. They're gonna just
Yeah,
lose
the inevitable
belts again.
multi-man tag at WrestleMania, and Dominic was wearing a photo. He was wearing a T-shirt with Eddie Guerrero on it, and I thought that was funny because it was kind of like his dad, and then his dad. I just pictured him, in his little blonde hair, custody on the pole. I kind of, just memories came flashing back, which was always nice.
Yeah, that's fun. But let's go to the main event because Mr. Pierce got some business to get to. He wants to let us know about the Universal title main event at WrestleMania. So we bring out Roman Reigns, Edge, Daniel Bryan, and Pierce tells us it makes sense that the champion should not defend twice in one weekend. But what Daniel Bryan says also makes sense. He's been right that there's been a double standard, and he deserves another opportunity at the championship. So Adam Pearce officially announces it will be a triple threat. So we get what we wanted, and I'm sure most of the fans wanted. But Roman Reigns and Edge, they're not happy. They're pissed. Bryan's smiling, so everyone starts brawling. Some chairs get thrown in there. I think Edge is the one who comes out. He starts just hitting everyone with chairs. He's trying to set Bryan up for the concerto, but the agents from the back, they come running out, so he starts nailing them with chair shots. But then Bryan rolls out of the ring, and Edge just sits down and is to sit tall to close the show, looking crazy.
Yeah, I love that look that he does when he's like looking up the top of his eyes. his head's just slightly bent over, and he's looking at like the absolute top of his eyes.
Yeah, he's already got some like bug eyes, so he's able to pop out and look crazy.
Yeah. I do like this. I do really like this. This would have been a big yes moment too.
Yeah.
When Adam Pearce made that announcement, everybody at whatever hockey arena where they would have been showing from, this would have been a huge yes moment, and driving Edge to the edge of madness. Mm-hmm. It's fantastic. This long winding journey he had back to the top of SmackDown. He has parts of his body fused together. That's how much of himself he's given to this industry. He's emotionally drained, and then his one more hurdle he has is now taken over by this this little hotshot who's barely 200 pounds.
Well, we are going to get our yes moment at WrestleMania. It's going to be nice. Those crowds.
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to cheer for all three guys. They're going to be so happy to be there.
And this is going such a way that, and we'll talk about it, I have no clue what the fuck's going to happen. I have no clue what's going to happen.
Yeah, and that's the best part.
And that's the best part, isn't it? Isn't that why we're
Anyone
all here
can
anyways?
all three of them could.
Any given Sunday, that's the expression. Started for football and transitioned to professional wrestling pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Let's get on it. What a fantastic SmackDown. We will have one more SmackDown before the show of shows.
I think two, technically.
Oh, shit, yeah, because I was thinking, I got my days mixed up. Yeah, we will have two, technically.
Technically.
Well, let's go to, let's move across. Let's move across over to Monday nights, because this will be another episode of Monday Night Raw.
Let's get raw. Let's get raw.
The world's longest running show that's ever been on. Of course, this is the penultimate episode. This is not quite our go home, but bless you.
Last one.
Bless ya. This is not quite our go home show, but we will be one more away from doing it. And let's get into this week's Monday Night Raw, where we actually open up with the Hurt Business coming down to the ring in their cool suits. Always got great suits on. And they have to be tailored because no suit you can buy at a normal shop fits Bobby Lashley.
Hell no.
Every single one has been custom designed to fit his Herculean frame.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But they're in the ring. They're in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, looking sharp. The Hurt Business, they cut a promo about Bobby Lashley's match coming up against WrestleMania and that offer that they made for anyone to take out Drew McIntyre, and they'll get the spot instead of him in that WWE title match if they do. So MVP says, let's discuss who will not be getting that spot. And he's referring to Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin because they've been losing so much lately and tarnishing the image of the group and getting themselves barred from ringside at WrestleMania. So Bobby says he can't count on them for anything. But Cedric and Shelton, they're like, hold up. We could have talked about this backstage. Why'd you bring us out here just to embarrass us? You wouldn't even beat Champion if it wasn't for us towing the line for you. And then MVP just kind of puts his cane across Shelton's belly saying, back up. So he shoves MVP, and then Lashley punches Cedric. So everyone just starts fighting, and of course Bobby beats everyone up. And he says as far as Shelton and Cedric, the Hurt Business is over. But hopefully that just means the two of them are out of the group and not the end of the group itself. But even still, I didn't want to see them get kicked out. But
as we go on, we remember all times we
it's not a graduation
had
for some of them.
together.
This is kicked out of school.
Lives change. This is a graduation. This is a graduation in the sense that MVP and Lashley are graduating to hopefully a better stable 101. Okay,
better stable. Wasn't this one of the best stables?
Stable 101. It's a course I'm teaching at Kayfabe University. And a stable is really as strong as its weakest link, right? You have a stable such as possibly one of the greatest professional wrestling stables of all time. There, I said it, the Undisputed Era. Dripping in gold. Like an Adonis himself, like King Midas fell upon the Undisputed Era and just dropped all of his gold on them. They got dubs, they had badass matches, and they ruled the world. We loved what the Hurt Business was doing last year because they were dominant without championships. Or Bobby Lashley had the U.S. title. He wasn't really doing anything with it, but we liked what the four of them were doing. And then as soon as they got all the gold, they just turned to trash. I don't get it. They had such a good thing going, and they could have just keep putting the Hurt Business over as tag champions, and then they just pulled the plug on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they want Bobby to be the guy front and center, and I don't know.
Who lasted? We should get an official day count of who lasted longer, the Hurt Business or Retribution. To the day, who's been around more? Because Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander, they were on television again. They were relevant. They looked dangerous as all hell in their badass suits. But this breakup just feels like out of left field.
I mean, it could be a swerve, and they come back and help him at WrestleMania. Yeah,
I mean, we could be getting swerved right now. It could be getting worked all over, but I sure as heck hope not.
I don't know.
So?
I
don't
also,
know.
I mean, I hope it's not the end of the Hurt Business. Even if they recruit new members or something. Mm-hmm. They had a good brand. It's a good brand. You don't want to let the brand die.
Can't let the brand die. That's what they say somewhere.
Yeah. The Colonel, he wasn't associated with KFC, but they kept using his face.
Yeah. He was actually a vegetarian, but they kept using his face.
Yeah. And he said, by God, you better take my face off there, boy. Speaking of KFC, I'm sure this man loves himself a nice bucket because we got the stoned Riddle scootering around backstage when he sees Titus O'Neil. It's talking about Riddle wanting the bucket. He sees Titus O'Neil and says, you should get a pig to roast for WrestleMania in the ring. And Titus says, I'm not the roast, I'm the host. I'm the host. So, yeah, great joke, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Titus O'Neil, of course, he's hosting this year's event. Yeah. And that's all there is to say about that.
Yeah, I think Sheamus attacks Riddle after because he hates scooters. So
yeah, he has something against scooters. Don't really know
so
why.
And then we get a match. Riddle takes on Sheamus. Pretty nice match here. Wouldn't mind seeing these two fight for the U.S. title at Mania. Haha. We'll see if that happens. But
yeah. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Matt Riddle's the kind of guy who like knows how to use, knows how to throw his weight around. And although you're not going to find many people bigger than Sheamus, that's going to be hard to beat. Hard to beat him in there. But yeah, it just feels like every single strike that Matt Riddle can give is hard as hell.
Yeah, both their two styles mesh well together. These two guys. But then after a bit, Sheamus hits a big white noise on the edge of the apron. And then the finish comes when Riddle goes for a big kick. Sheamus catches his foot, kicks him low. I couldn't tell if it was to the balls or just the inner thigh. But then he hits a big...
Yeah, I don't think it was meant to be a
low blow?
A low blow, no.
Okay. Well, he hits a big rising knee to Riddle's head, and that gets a 3 count. And then I think they do announce he'll get the title shot at Mania.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Sheamus versus Riddle. So that'll be good.
And
good
like
match.
you said, yeah, their styles work great. It's really funny when somebody has, I guess I can't even think of a time just off the top of my head that we've seen it, but somebody has a goofy gimmick, but they're really, really, really good in the ring. and Matt Riddle's like, dude, where's my car? Scootering around with the belt kind of like hanging off his neck. Like you look at it and you're like, you're a fucking goof. And then you see him in the ring and you're like, oh no, you're like a veteran at this.
I mean, they totally should do a Dude, Where's My Scooter skit.
Well, Vince is listening. It's coming up. He's listening.
Him and R-Truth can have a little movie. Yeah. One little funny thing, they showed a replay of the Hurt Business breakup segment, but they used the main event graphics instead of Monday Night Raw. Just a fun little production.
Oh, okay, I don't think I noticed this. Right, it's like the red and blue style. It's like a different font style.
Yeah,
okay.
It just said main event instead of Raw.
Well, a lot of things happen there on main event too.
Yeah.
A lot of. I wonder if a belt has ever changed hands on main event. Like it's more likely they'll change hands at a house show than than on an episode of main event.
They need to change the name of that show.
Yeah. Get rid of it? Should they just change it to No More? I don't know.
I mean, that too. I don't know who the hell watches it. But Shane O'Mac comes out with his buddy Elias Jackson Riker. I don't know. This is supposed to be some expose on Braun Strowman. So Shane shows us his report card, and it's all D's. Even Jim, he only got a D+.
He only got a D+, and I don't even think they gave out D-. I thought they just sort of gave you an F or passed you.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't even remember. Yeah, they use percentages anyways, right? I guess when you're really young, they use letters.
Yeah. Well, of course, little Braun Strowman. he's like 7 years old, but he's 5'10".
Got the beard.
He's got a little beard, still pretty jacked.
And then we get a Photoshop, Braun wearing the dunce cap. Great comedy here. So eventually, angry Braun Strowman just comes out, choo-chooing his way down to the ring. So Shane runs away. And then Braun takes on Jackson Riker. But, Shane and Elias are there to interfere. Braun doesn't give a fuck. He chugs around the ring, and the train sounds go off once again, which... Yeah, I don't know. It's not.
Yeah, now that they've put in the sounds, it's just like so much worse.
Like no one does that.
And a train isn't like an intimidating sound, I don't think.
I mean, I just don't get it. Why do you have moves? Don't have sound synced up to them. It doesn't make sense.
It'd be fun if they did, though. It'd be fun if they did. It'd be every time.
Like if they start adding for every punch, they just start adding like.
Oh yeah, sure. So you can't slap your leg for a super kick, but we can throw in sound effects.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't come to that.
I would love that. Every single claymore, just.
Yeah, literal explosion.
There's a huge, and the fireworks are going off and everything too. There's some guy like timing it. He's all just pressing a button.
Yeah. So anyways, he tries to get a piece of Shane. He beats Riker, gets the win, tries to get a piece of Shane. So he runs off, and Braun's just like, hey, you accepted my challenge. And you said I could pick any match. So I made up my mind. I'm going to pick a cage match. So steel cage, which are surprisingly very rare at WrestleMania. This is only the second ever steel cage match at WrestleMania.
Oh, never knew that. Speaking of trains, this was a train wreck.
This whole
The
feud,
fake
yeah.
report card, it feels like a McMahon bit. Like, this felt like something they would have done 2 decades ago.
Well, yeah.
This is a bit
maybe
from
3
2
decades ago.
and then they just fucking go on
This isn't
autopilot.
funny. I don't think anyone finds this funny.
I
It's
don't
not, like,
know,
clever.
and it kind of returns to that, and conversation we haven't had in a long time either, or rather, like, who are they appealing this to? Like, what's the age demo of what's going on here? Like, the age group who's supposed to think this report card is funny is the same age group who watched Randy Orton burn a man alive. It's like, yeah, it's just sort of that, like, almost like pick a lane. Like, are we, of course, and kids all over the world love professional wrestling, and of course adults do too, right? But it's just like a pick, or don't go to either extreme and play it in the middle, or it's bizarre. I mean, same show we dealt with a guy getting set on fire, and then a D+ on your report card.
Yeah, I mean, it's a variety show.
I guess at the end of the day, yeah, it's going to be a little bit for everyone.
But, a cage match, I'm sure Shane will find a way to fall off of it.
And we thought Shane's days of falling off stuff were done, but apparently they're just getting started.
Once a year, he can fall.
I don't think he's fallen off anything since 2 Manias ago. So, he's had a couple years for his body to recover this time.
Yeah. Well, remember he got, like, fired or something, so he was supposed to be gone. So we got a nice 2-year break.
Oh, yeah. Remember when he was supposed to not be here anymore? Yeah.
Well, he's on Raw now, different brand.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Miz and Morrison come out for the dirt sheet, and they're here to drop the world premiere for the music video, Hey, Hey, Hop, Hop, just in time for Easter. And it's basically just, it's another song. They're dancing in front of a fake crowd, spliced in with green screen effects, and, just making fun of Bunny and Priest throughout.
Making jokes about being a bunny.
Yeah, they got the bunny ears.
They have little poops. Wait, did you say
bunny
that?
outfits.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, not as good as Hey Hey Ho Ho.
Hey Hey Ho Ho.
The production value is there.
It's still there.
Yeah, but Priest and Bad Bunny, they come out to respond, and Miz takes a step toward Bunny, but Bunny nails him with a good-looking right hand. And then he trashes the whole set of the dirt sheet, which is a couple chairs.
Just a couple chairs at this point.
director
I mean,
chairs.
what's the point of them wasting all the budget on that? Miz sold huge on this Bunny shot also. Almost like he had like a loaded glove on him, too.
Yeah. No, it was a good punch. It was a good working punch.
Yeah, and Mizmo, they're the two to make this work.
Yeah.
So, and like everything, we're hugging a Romania season. As long as you buy into whatever you're doing, fuck yeah. Just buy into it.
Yeah. If the celebrity, they love having a celebrity every year.
And
I
love
the more they like to.
And we're at all 4 of these guys are fully committed. I don't know if we saw. Yeah, Damian Priest came out today. Yeah, too bad Damian Priest isn't going to be actually on the WrestleMania card, but at least he's still there, I guess.
Yeah. I think he's hurt. Otherwise, this would have been a tag match.
Oh, okay. Well, he is like 38 years old, so I buy it.
Yeah. Bobby Lashley takes on Shelton Benjamin. Shelton puts up a good fight, hits the pay dirt for a 2 count, but Lashley just hits a couple of the almighty spine busters and puts on that hurt lock to get the win. Mm-hmm. And then next week he'll face the other Cedric.
Cedric Alexander?
The Entertainer.
Cedric the Entertainer. Yeah, coming out.
Cedric the Alexander.
Yeah, coming out of retirement from being a barber. And
a couple other things.
Yeah, so like storyline, this happened because Bobby Lashley's confident and he's dominant and all those things. But yeah, do we think either of these boys are coming back to Lashley's aid come WrestleMania, night 1?
I mean, maybe not if he's putting the beat down on them like this.
Ouch. Or is there a new, unthought of competitor who's going to come? Who knows? Who's the one, not T-Bar, not... Mace.
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows? I mean, those guys are going to be
yeah.
looking for a new job soon, and why not go from one stable to another?
Why not? The New Day are in the ring for a game night segment as they bring out their other contestants, AJ Styles and Omos. They got a bunch of things set up, Jenga, Connect 4, a bunch of games. But the first thing they're going to play is charades. So Kofi and Xavier are up first. Kofi's doing the gesturing. He gets 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton, the hit track from the 2000s. And Xavier guesses it within 15 seconds. Pretty good teamwork there. Mm-hmm. Then AJ, he pulls the Lion King. So he's trying to do, he's doing the little cat gestures. He's licking his paw. He's putting on a crown for the Lion King. But Omos doesn't even guess. He just stands there looking like a badass with his, what do they call it, a mob shirt? I don't know.
Is that what they call it?
his mafia shirt. Xavier had a name for it.
Okay.
It's like those cool looking shirts. Mm-hmm. But anyways, round 2, he plays a Pictionary. Xavier draws a rocket ship. Kofi guesses it. And then AJ's turn. He draws the sun. But Omos, once again, just stands there, doesn't guess anything. But he's had enough. He finally does speak up, just says, enough with these games. We don't have to win this crap to win the titles. We're just going to win at WrestleMania. So I'll show you both what I'm capable of. So
good point.
That was
he makes a good point. We don't have to
Yeah.
do all this. Let's just have the match at WrestleMania. He sounds scary.
His voice is big.
Right? Yeah, let's get
Big,
him on the
giant-
mic after this match. We'll, probably determine where he kind of goes in the future or sort of how his next little trajectory. But let's get him talking.
Yeah. So in the meantime, though, AJ Styles takes on Xavier. We didn't even get to the Extreme Uno or the Giant Jenga. But
Next time. Next Monday Night Raw game night, we will.
yeah. Anyways, AJ, Xavier, they were having a good back and forth. Omos is there being intimidating. I think Xavier tries to kick him at one point, but he gets his foot caught. And he just tosses him over the rope from the floor. That's pretty impressive, to toss him over the top rope from the floor.
Yeah, and just toss him beyond the barricade.
Yeah.
In no man's land. He's just gone forever.
But that caused the DQ. And then, he tosses Kofi over the barricade. And then in the ring, Omos, this is the most we've ever seen him move. He hits his big running elbow into the corner on Kofi. He can pick up some speed when he wants to.
Well, it takes him 3 steps to get across the other side of the ring. He better be picking up speed.
Yeah. And then he hits a big power bomb after as well. So him and AJ stand tall. Mm-hmm. Or he puts a foot over them. And AJ
it was like a
makes the
power bomb spine buster thing. I don't think it was quite one.
Oh, yeah. It was he picked him up with 2 hands.
Yeah, it was not quite one, but not quite the other. But either way, just
cool.
like a monster finish.
Yeah. They're keeping it short and sweet with him. They don't want to overstep his...
Who knows? And we could end up.
Yeah,
we'll have at least probably 10 minutes of just Omos.
Well, just Omos.
Why the heck not? Right? Like you said, 2 days.
Yeah. I don't know if he'll be in the ring for 10 minutes of the match.
I don't know. Could happen.
Hey, I want to see.
That'll be a
what
prop
he can
bet.
do.
We'll cover prop bets next show, and that'll be one of them.
Okay. My prop bet. I don't think he'll leave his feet once.
I don't.
He'll move around, he'll run, but he'll never be knocked down once.
He'll never be knocked down nor go up.
Not
to
even
a
to a
rope.
knee. Not even to a knee.
Well, there we go.
No.
Yeah, it's a good. He
will not leave his feet.
Yeah.
For a year, he will not leave his feet.
Wow.
That's a bold claim.
Wow.
Anyways, we'll save those prop bets. Alexa's Playground. She's got her little Jack in the Box. Tells some more stories, going over the feud with Randy, and then she opens the box, and we see the Fiend is just sitting there beside her, a big charred piece of overcooked bacon.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of jerky.
Yeah,
Like someone just glued jerky to him. You can kind of see it start to peel off.
Backstage, Drew McIntyre. He's still sitting around waiting because of that bounty, waiting to be attacked. But no one's come after him yet. So he's sick of waiting. He storms into the locker room, just starts yelling at people, telling them to step up. And he's disappointed. So he starts going around trying to pick fights with people. A couple guys attack. Don't even know who. I think it was Angel Garza. But he just tosses them like they're nothing. Headbutts Drew Gulak. Then he goes over to Ricochet. And he says he'll fight him. So, hey, It's nice to have Ricochet in a match.
Nice to have Ricochet on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, he's just been sitting around with that hat for so long.
With that hat, well, he's on main event every single week. It's Ricochet and Tucker for the 14th consecutive week.
See, I won't fact check, but it could be true.
I think they had a stretch at one point. I think I remember also seeing somewhere it was a stretch of Natalya and Sarah Logan.
Yeah, they had like 12 in a row.
Yeah, it was something like they just kept going every single week with nothing at stake.
Yeah, because no one's watching. They're like, well, just keep practicing, get better.
Yeah, all it is glorified practice before a taping of SmackDown.
Yeah. Shayna Baszler takes on Naomi one-on-one. They were actually looking pretty good in the ring together. But, of course, I don't know. There was a bunch of Nia was there, so Reginald's there, and Lana's there. Everyone's there. Everyone starts shoving each other. And Dana and Mandy, they were there. So everyone's just fighting each other. Hopefully this all ends up as the tag team match at WrestleMania. But back in the ring, Naomi pins Shayna. So... yeah, she deserves a title shot. Her and Lana. Throw them all in. All these women, they need a match.
Man, every single time the women's tag, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship comes on screen, it's just an overbooked mess, right? This is just it's always a hot mess, and they never get out of it. It's like they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, well, right now, I think they're just like, hopefully this should be the way it's going, where they're just like, we just got to throw every team we have into this really quick, even though they didn't build them for the last 6 months up to this. But I want that multi-man match, so let's do it.
Yeah, so what? The Shayna, Nia, Naomi, Lana, Dana, Mandy.
And then throw in Tamina, Natalya, and the Riot Squad.
The Riot Squad. Who cares? See, we have the bodies. We have the bodies here.
But we haven't seen the Riot Squad.
We're choosing not to.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. But backstage, we got more Riddle. He's scootering around. He scooters on up to Asuka, starts talking to her, pitching ideas about selling scooters in Japan, I think. But then mid-sentence, he just forgets his lines. And he looks into the camera, and he's like, I'm sorry. And he just walks off. And then Asuka is like a deer in headlights. She's, and then she just moves on. So I couldn't tell. Was this a botch? Where's the shoot meter? Was this real or was this...
I had no idea.
Because it fits in with his character where he's just so stoned. He's like, oh, I forget. And then he walks off. But it also seemed real because like they looked in the camera, which you don't normally do.
You never stare down the barrel. Never break that fourth wall. And but then you would think even so, if he was making a mistake, would be more reason for him not to do that.
And he like broke his stoner voice. He was like, hey, oh, and then he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then he scooters away.
I
don't know. It was funny, though.
idea where that shoot meter is. It caught me off guard, though. So I guess in that sense, it's like, right.
Because Asuka looked off guard, too. She was like, what? And then she just walked.
Like, too surprised than she was trying to look surprised. Like, that's like, it almost felt like genuine, like, oh, what are we doing? So it's hard. It's hard to tell. It was fun though.
If anyone can get away with it,
actually may have been one of the highlights of Raw this week, from Monday Night Raw.
Sad to say, but yeah,
it might have been. Yeah.
But then Adam Pearce is in the ring because he's got business. So we bring out Asuka and Rhea Ripley for the WrestleMania contract signing, and Ripley just cuts a cocky promo, says I'm going to win the title, and signs the contract, and then Asuka signs without hesitation. And then she just laughs, cuts a promo in Japanese, says, Rhea, you have the talent, but you are not ready for it. But before she can finish, Ripley flips the table, slamming it right into Asuka's face. Those recently repaired dental work. But then Nia and Shayna come out, because why not? We haven't had enough of them tonight. They come out with Reggie, cut a promo, saying, hey, where's our WrestleMania match? And they challenge Asuka and Rhea to a title match next week, which they accept. So we're doing this again?
We're doing this again, baby. Oh my God. It's so nice knowing that there's another set of women's tag team championships out there in the world.
Yeah. NXT, thank God Regal stepped in.
Thank God
they never would have got a hold of this bullshit.
Thank God Hunter runs a tight ship over there. Thank Christ. Yeah.
I guess a quick side note related to this. Did you hear some of the Andrade related stuff from his big interviews when he released?
No, just he's released, no 90 day, and let's go.
Yeah, he kind of spilled some news on Charlotte, I guess.
Which
I
was?
guess, pertaining. Well, it was funny because at the beginning of the interview, he was like, "Oh, I don't want to really talk much about Charlotte and say anything," and then he just proceeds to say a bunch of stuff about her. But he's like, "Yeah, a little while ago that WWE medical called and said that there's like an elevation in this thing in your body. You might be pregnant, so they pulled her, thinking she was pregnant, and then she got tests done. She's not pregnant, but I guess she wasn't cleared, or I don't know. So that was something that happened.
Right."
Other things happened, and then they took her off the poster, and I don't know. But he was also saying other things, though. Some of it might be political, but either way, if this does seem thrown together, it's probably because it is, because Charlotte was supposed to be involved.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think my only what the heck moment is why did Nia and Shayna come out at all?
Well, I guess, yeah, they want that tag thing for no reason.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that makes sense. They want it for no reason, right? That
They
makes
want it
sense.
for no reason,
That makes
right?
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it does, right? No. Let's just move along.
Bizarre. Yeah. And I guess that's the match next week.
Yeah.
Great.
Because, I mean, we got to set up this real tag title match. We know they're not going to win.
Oh my
Asuka
god.
and Rhea.
Oh my god.
Anyways, Drew McIntyre takes on Ricochet. And at this point, I'm like, whoa, Ricochet's in the main event? Even a match on Raw's rare.
From main event to main event.
Literally. Yeah. But anyways, Drew, he hits him with the... Well, at one point, I think Drew hit Ricochet with the highest elevated back body drop I've ever seen. He was like 10 feet up in the air when he flipped him. It was impressive.
Wow. And it just put him down immediately.
Yeah. Just, but anyways, yeah, Drew just tosses him all around. Ricochet has a little bit of a comeback. He goes for a 450 splash, but Drew avoids it. Hits the Claymore, gets the win. Mm-hmm. But then right after, it turns out this isn't going to be the main event because Mustafa Ali comes out, attacks Drew from behind, and Drew challenges him. So it looks like Mustafa Ali's getting to be the main event, taking on Drew with his new green pants on.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ali looked all right. He's in control. But then Drew hits the Claymore, gets the 3 anyways.
Another one. 2 straight. Bang, bang.
Bang, bang, just like that. He gets on the microphone, tells Lashley to be a man, get out here, finish it himself. So Bobby comes down, gets in the ring, and Drew just cuts a promo on him about WrestleMania. And Lashley, he rebuttals. They come to blows. Drew gets the better of Lashley, dumps him to the floor. But then King Corbin shows up and attacks Drew McIntyre, hits the deep 6, and then Lashley puts him in the Hurt Lock 3 times in a row as Corbin's just yelling instructions at him. So Bobby and Corbin standing tall to end the show. What's going on here?
I should have known Baron Corbin wasn't on SmackDown. I should have known that he had to show up because he has to contractually, he has to be on television at least once every 7 days.
And you know what? I think they were calling him Baron Corbin and not King.
Oh, really?
I may be
That
wrong,
would
but
be
it'd be nice if they
fun.
just subtly got rid of the King.
That would be fun, like a move over. 'Cause I had no problem. Remember his like manager of SmackDown gimmick or manager of Raw gimmick?
Yeah.
I didn't really have a problem with that. Like, the way he kind of have like dress pants and like a little shirt and like the vest.
For a little while.
Yeah, sure, that's
a
fine.
little while.
Whatever. I don't like his new look, and it's bad. And the crown looks dumb on a bald head. Crown looks cool. Crowns look cool on, flowing locks. They don't look cool on bald heads. Mustafa Ali was not wearing his Retribution gear.
No, new gear, kind of a similar looking logo. I think it was like an A instead of an R.
Okay, yeah, similar thing, but at
green
least,
pants, different color.
Yeah, at least that could mean the end. Really solidifying the end of Retribution as it was. Yeah, it sucks that the Hurt Business broke up. But maybe if they had to break up so that Lashley can be booked as like a capable champion who does not need backup, it would be for the best. But then he has Baron Corbin, and then I'm just like, but then why? Why?
Yeah, the Corbin thing, really came out of nowhere.
So bizarre, right? Yeah, hopefully we have one more week to figure this out. So hopefully we can figure it out before then. Mike, should we take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Let's take a break. We're going to come back because, of course, we have the Wednesday Night War coming up, so you're going to want to stick around for that.
Let's get Yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Brother, brother, yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Brother, brother, yeah.
Back, part 2 of the podcast here, covering the Wednesday Night War. Mike, if you had to choose, I'm going to play a little game, a little one-off of choose for you. Just a quick, just one-off. You only get one.
Would you rather?
Just a quick, I guess it is technically a would you rather. But I guess, more of a choose.
Okay.
Choose. The original OG version of Love Story off of Fearless, or the brand new 2020 technology recorded version of Fearless. Choose. Love Story, go.
Well, I mean, I've heard them both, of course. Sound very, very, very similar, which is the whole point. She's only re-recording them because of licensing.
Because she
rights
wants
issues.
more money.
No, she owns the rights to all of her songs, but not the rights to her original recordings
Yeah.
because Scooter Braun is a cheap asshole. And
It's tough to say.
she wants to own her own music.
Well, that's the thing.
So anyways.
You're a Swiftie, so you're not going to budge on that particular subject.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, the original is the one I've heard the most. It's the one I'm used to. So if I had to choose one for now and forever, it would still be the original.
Okay.
But the difference, no one would probably really notice. She's got a slightly older voice now, I guess.
Yeah, by 10 years or so, 10, 12 years or so.
But she's only released, the whole album comes out soon, I think. So I've only heard the one song so far.
Yeah, me too. Just wanted to ask which one you as a fan prefer.
Did you compare the two versions yourself?
We did listen to both at the same, we did listen to both the exact same time.
You and your significant other?
Just some friends at work, the other day.
Are they Swifties, or was it more of an experimental thing?
They are not Swifties. No, this was more just us having the conversation.
Are they anti-Swifties?
I don't think so. We're aware that you're an army and there's no convincing you otherwise, right? Just
It's not really an army. I don't care if
you're
people
an
don't like
army.
her or anything.
Or no,
I mean,
no, rather,
power and numbers, sure.
we were having the conversation about mechanical rights of pieces of music. That was where our conversation stemmed from.
Like, the whole situation.
Oh,
of why
yeah.
she's
Well
done it.
aware of the whole situation and how contracts work and things like that. And what was it? The Big Red Machine records in the first place, and how they were, how they took a huge risk signing this person for a deal. All those sorts of...
I mean, it's really, At the end of the day, it's not a whole lot different. Like when the Beatles remastered all their albums and shit.
Different? No, it's different. Remastering is not
it's different because she's
re-recording.
re-recording the songs.
Yeah,
but
very different.
But
Very different.
remastering can change the complete dynamic.
No,
of it
but
to
it
begin
doesn't
with.
change who owns the mechanical rights of the piece of
Well,
music.
for that
that's
part,
where
it's
that's
better.
where our conversation was coming. I think it stemmed from.
I'm talking about as a listener more.
I think it stemmed from listening to, like you search Led Zeppelin on Spotify and it'll be like the 1994 remaster, like, whatever the fuck that means. But versus this as being like a completely new physical medium. Yeah, so it's interesting to see. There's probably 3 people in the entire world who could afford that, and she's one of them. So it's great. It's great to see.
Well, afford it. At the end of the day, it's making more money for her. It's saving her money by owning her catalog.
Yeah, that's what it is, right? I mean, it's pretty much, unless you're Drake, BTS, or Taylor Swift, you cannot afford your own music. So it's just nice to see, hopefully it means that, will it mean that record companies will let smaller acts own their own music? Probably not. But it is nice to see that Taylor Swift gets to come in for a couple hours a day, bang out some lyrics, and then make her millions. That's all you really want to do at the end of the day, work a couple hours and make millions of dollars.
Yeah, I mean, she's always been her own writer, and so she owns all her stuff, so she had that in her back
Own the
pocket.
songwriting credits. Yeah. I think there's 3 types of... Yeah, there's multiple different kinds. There's 3 rights, I believe, to like a piece of music. And she just wants to own them all. Who, just like a Pokemon. You think Taylor Swift wants to stop at 150? No, she wants Mew.
Well, yeah, 150 number 1 hits. I'm sure she could break that.
151 hits, hopefully. Let's move on to our Wednesday Night War here. Great to hear. Great to hear that you're an OG, original type of fan. None of these Gen Alpha new fans.
I think for the most part, when it comes to any piece of medium, I'll prefer the original, untouched. I mean, they're talking about WWE related, now that it's on Peacock, there's a couple things they're removing. Some of it I understand. It's like racial stuff, but I think I'd prefer just having a warning saying, hey, this episode may contain some racially...
I've seen some type of notice like that before where it was... I don't think I saw it in person, but it was in a situation where, something... No, you know what it was? It was I was watching a Charlie Chaplin movie on Netflix, and before it came out was like a statement from Netflix like, this film was made... I'm pretty much saying like, this film was made at a different time. Here it is. Like, that's kind of what it was, kind of gist of it saying was like, but it used different words like social, different social,
Yeah. No, I mean, that's what I think, like, give the viewer the option if they want to, because they removed a whole match from WrestleMania 6 or something.
What was the match?
It was Roddy Piper versus Bad News Brown.
Okay.
But Roddy Piper, like, painted half his body black. So I guess it's kind of blackface.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looked bad. But I don't know if he was going for blackface or if it was like a Braveheart body paint look.
It was like a full Braveheart gimmick, or maybe
it was like half and half white, half black.
Or maybe it
might have been black.
He really he really likes the black and white cookie.
Yeah.
Two flavors working together in harmony.
Yeah. To me, the WrestleMania collection feels incomplete when you cut a match out. Even, just give the person the option. Say, do you want to watch this or not?
Oh. There was a scene, speaking of the Peacock, there was a scene from The Office that got cut out that I noticed from one of the later seasons of The Office.
Was it something racial?
Yeah, it was when a character shows up in blackface.
Oh, like full on?
Yeah, it was.
I mean, Michael Scott does some racial impressions.
I think it was the one where it's the one where Dwight is doing like, it's not Santa Claus, but it's like German Santa Claus, whatever it was called. And then there's like a bit where like they ask him to stop, and then because there was because like Stanley finds out or they find out there's like a blackface character associated with it. And then you see Dwight like texting by his, kind of at his waist. And then it cut to that guy he hired, Nate, that goofy guy, walking into the building in blackface, reading his phone, and then turning around. But they cut out that scene. So it's weird. So Dwight still checks his phone. But then the next time you see that guy, Nate, he has like the makeup like half washed off, or it's just sort of like a little bit on his ears and his nose or something. So. Who knows?
And they didn't cut any of Michael Scott's impressions.
No.
He does Asians. He does black.
Michael
he
Scott's
does
good to go. Hey, you can still find the entire Chris D'Elia catalog on Netflix. So who the hell knows what the right answer is?
It's weird. Yeah, I don't. I'm all for protecting. I don't even know what. I don't want to say bad things.
You don't have to say it, Mike. You don't have to say it.
Censorship, allow the viewer to have their choice.
There you go. At least, have the option to click on it, because maybe I want to watch that Roddy Piper match. Who knows? Maybe I want to go back to WrestleMania.
If you want to rank every WrestleMania match in order, you need to be able to see that.
You need the full story. So who knows? Hopefully, we'll get to be able to see that. Well, hey, we're in Canada, so we still got the network. Let's move on to our Wednesday night. Shall we? Let's kick off actually with our AEW Dynamite.
AEW, All Elite, they coming for you, Vince. Better watch out. It's too sweet.
All right.
Also going to be another big show. We're not really moving towards anything. So it's just going to be, we just have another week kind of.
I mean, before we know it, Double or Nothing will sneak up on us.
I guess it is. I guess it is going to
6
sneak
weeks
up
or
on
something.
Us. But we actually kick off with a big premiere.
Yeah, we're finally, it's been a couple, I guess maybe 3 weeks or so now since Christian Cage signed over, but we're finally getting his in-ring debut here. Christian Cage taking on Frankie Kazarian. Start with a bit of a lesser opponent here, but we all know what's going to happen. But yeah, the crowd was into Christian. He was looking good. We know he can still go, though. We saw him in the Rumble a few months back. Mm-hmm. But I was surprised how much of a fight Kazarian put up. They nearly went the 20-minute time limit. But Christian was able to hit the kill switch, get a 3 count.
Yeah,
he looked good.
A great match for people like myself who is unaware of singles competition. Of course, last time, this was the first time in 7 years that Christian Cage had a singles match. So yeah, a lot of people, you got to figure out who the guy is, and he passed the first test, the first Wednesday night test.
Yeah,
deliver a
good.
strong physical, competitive performance in one of the, maybe dare I even say like a gatekeeper of AEW, right? SCU had been there since the beginning, former champions themselves. And yeah, the two threw everything they had at each other. Fucking Captain Charisma, he's back.
He's back. Outwork everyone. I still don't. I mean, I know what he's saying.
I guess he outworked Frankie Kazarian in that match.
Yeah, he outworked him. But, there's other guys on the show.
There's other guys that could make it. But yeah,
but
very strong
Christian,
first showing.
Yeah, he's good. I'm sure he'll get mixed in a feud.
Yep.
Yeah. Something to sink his teeth into soon enough. But here's a feud that not much of us have had a whole lot of interest in. But we're getting Cody Rhodes taking on QT Marshall in an exhibition match with good old Arn Anderson as a special guest referee. But they've just been doing this nightmare family drama for a little bit. So in the ring, they're going back and forth. Cody doesn't really want to fight him. He's holding back. He doesn't want to do the figure four or the crossroads. But QT's targeting his shoulder. He disrespects Cody, slapping him in the face. He gets thrown outside the ring. Cody holds the ropes to let him back in. So QT steps in, but then he goes over to Arn and punches him in the face, just knocking him out. And he just walks off to the back, up the ramp, shaking his head.
Took a big one.
The whole nightmare, the whole nightmare family, all 15 of them, they storm the ring to help Arn. But then Aaron Solo, Nick Camarado, and Anthony Agogo. Did I get it right?
Do you Nick Camarado? Eh? Now you know who he is.
Yeah, now I know. The big guy, the hairy guy, right?
See, that's what I always been saying.
Yeah, I remembered him this week. I'm like, oh, that's the one. Now I'll remember his name forever, hopefully.
Thank you.
But anyways, those three guys, they were all in there, and they start attacking the Nightmare family as QT turns around and smiles, and he's instructing all these guys. So they got their own little faction now. Lee Johnson gets powerbombed onto the ramp. Dustin gets busted open somehow, of course. Anytime he gets a chance to bleed. Yeah, he just so he's bleeding. They grab the steel steps, which are bigger and heavier, seem more harder to maneuver than the WWE style.
I've never noticed that.
But Camarado, he's the big one. He picks up the steel steps, puts them on top of the ramp, and then QT hits a massive pile driver to Dustin, slamming that bleeding skull into the steel steps. And then they all get a hold of Cody, and the Olympic bronze medal boxer, Agogo, he lands a stiff body shot that just puts Cody down, and they position Cody on the steps. They got his skull there. QT's ready to smash it in with a chair. But Red Velvet comes out to make the save. Stop all this madness. Because Cody's got no one else, no other friends. So poor little Red Velvet has to come out. But looks like the family's splitting up a little bit, finally.
Does Cody Rhodes ever get tired of those closest to him turning on him? I mean, first we had him and Dustin at Double or Nothing. Then we had MJF. Now QT, now we have Marshall and all of his Nightmare Factory students. At one point, you have to wonder: is this showing us the type of men, the characters of the men that around Cody that he is creating?
It's the type of character Cody is.
What about Cody's mentorship makes him so susceptible to backstabbing? I do like the angle of Marshall, kind of like recruiting his own students to do his dirty work.
Yeah.
We've been hearing they've been saying it for months, right? QT Marshall kind of like leads the gym over there at the Nightmare family or whatever.
The Nightmare Factory.
Nightmare Factory, that's what it was called.
Yeah, maybe that's what they'll call these guys, even though maybe they need their own name.
It's sort of like the
factory.
Yeah, and which is fine. But there's this one thing, and there's two different ways of doing the match where you guys are friends, but you have to have a match. I think a few weeks ago, like anytime, and we've seen it at least 3 times in AEW, is whenever Penta and Rey Fenix just have to have a match. It happened in a tournament of some kind, I think a couple weeks back, maybe a month ago. They had to have a match, and they always they'll go bang, 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 bang fly, flip,
Yeah.
fly, flip. And then next week, we're all good because we had to have the match. Or that match from the tag match from Revolution, Bucks, Kenny, Hangman. It's like they're buddies, but they have to do this.
Yeah.
And then we have this version of it, right? The like, we're friends, but we're taking it easy on each other because we don't want to. And it's like, yeah.
Cody didn't want to.
Cody
but
didn't
QT
want to, at
is
least.
intent.
Yeah,
Well, one other thing to note, I think this is one of the very few matches in AEW history to not have a finish, like a no contest.
I can't think. Yeah, you're right. I can't think of another one that, resulted in something like this. You could be right.
I mean, it was technically an exhibition, so I don't know if it matters anyways. If it counts on the
Oh,
right.
yeah. Well, then it's not counting against the.
so it doesn't really matter,
then
but
it's not on
whatever.
the fucking win loss.
Just
yeah.
fun to know.
Interesting.
John Moxley comes out to take on Cesar Bononi. Bononi? I can't remember.
We saw him last week, though. So
We saw him. No, he's been
That's
around recently.
fantastic.
I don't know. Apparently, I heard some news. One of his family members is having some health troubles or something. So I think they're trying to get him on TV more, help the guy out a little bit. So good
nice.
for him.
That's
Get him
nice.
some exposure.
Yeah.
He had Nick Nemeth and JD Drake in his corner trying to help him out. Mm-hmm. So maybe they got their own little factory going on. Who knows? Factions are a big thing in AEW, and I like it. Anyways, they try to interfere, but Moxley overcomes it. He reverses a pump handle slam into a sleeper hold, which knocks out Bononi and gets the win.
Yeah, man. Fucking Ryan Nemeth looks exactly like Dolph Ziggler. Like
Yeah,
sometimes
maybe-
you'll kind of catch them, like depending on the way he's standing or the
His
expression on
face.
your face, on his face.
His
Yeah, and you're
orange
like,
tan.
you're the same fucking dude. You are the exact
Yeah.
same fucking dude.
It's like your forehead, your chin, your eyes.
yeah, the hair color, everything about it. Yeah, it's wild. It's fun.
Then we we go backstage to the Pinnacle's locker room. MJF presents the group with their own personal stylist to get them set up with some nice new suits. And he also got them an interior decorator, change up this locker room. And then he opens the bathroom door. And inside is the Inner Circle members just scowling, looking angry. So he just kind of closes the door on them and says, "We got to go." And then he opens the locker room door to get out, but Jake Hager is there. And he just punches him in the face, and then the backstage brawl begins. Sean Spears gets his head slammed, the door just slammed right on his head. You could kill a man like that.
Well, you know,
Not good.
Sean Spears lives on the edge.
Wardlow, he gets put through a massage table. At least that wouldn't hurt as much. Cash Wheeler, he gets thrown into an ice bath. A little chilly. Dax, he's just bleeding from the head somehow. We don't know what happened here.
Yeah,
I think that might have been gimmicked blood, but that's okay in a setup segment. And then Jericho gives MJF the old swirly in the toilet, and then he slams him through the glass door of the Pepsi fridge before finally opening up a bottle of the bubbly and just pouring it onto his fallen body and telling him, "This is our dressing room, bitch." And they drag him out, rip the Pinnacle sign off the wall, and put up a new Inner Circle sign. So they're gonna battle over this dressing room for a while.
This was fantastic. I loved. Great reveal. It was and then, with the assault and Jericho. As soon as I saw him, it was just the new gimmick Jericho. He just had this
Babyface Jericho.
Yeah, he has like that stubbly beard. His hair. He was wearing his hair different and a different shirt.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, you've
He
changed.
had like a. I don't even know if he did, just from my visual memory. I feel like he had like a top ponytail thing going on or something.
Maybe something like that. But as soon as I saw him, it was just gimmick changed. Gimmick changed once
babyface.
again. Entering our fourth Chris Jericho gimmick here in AEW, maybe our third. Yeah, great job. And this is going to be who knows? This could be the blood and guts match that we've been promised for years. Pinnacle versus Inner Circle. Eventually, they have to have a thing, and we could see another. What was it called? The Stadium Stampede.
Yeah, they could have like a locker room.
Something.
They have to fight for ownership of that locker room though
Yeah.
eventually, because it's become a stand. Like visually, when you see the inside of that locker room, you know whose it is. Like the Dark Order's hangout.
Right.
Lounge.
Yeah, you know that's the Dark Order's place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We go backstage. I think Don Callis just has some words with the Bucks, how they broke Kenny's heart after all he gave to them. And he just slaps Matt in the face, calls him pathetic.
Yeah, more
Good
of the
old-
same.
Yeah.
This-
Dark Shades Dawn.
Yeah, this whole AEW, this Kenny and Impact thing is starting to fall a little flat for me. Just because
Yeah,
I feel like we're getting the same thing every week without Kenny actively kind of participating in AEW. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, when's that pay-per-view
End of
coming up?
April, like
Yeah, so
2
I guess we
weeks
still got a
post
little while to
Mania.
go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's been a little bit absent as the AEW World Champion, but I don't know.
Yeah, a little different than we thought it would be.
Well, he's coming out here. Kenny Omega teaming up with the Good Brothers to take on Laredo Kid and the Lucha Brothers. Yeah, some good old trios action here. So yeah, high flying super kicks all over the place.
And face.
And face, yeah, that's true. Fun little spot where I don't know if I've seen before, where Kenny Omega picks Gallows up in like a piggyback. Then he walks over to Laredo Kid, and then Carl Anderson comes running in, jumps onto both of them, and they do like this big triple splash. Fun team move. But anyways, lots of great team maneuvers from the Luchas as well, but we see that all the time from them. Comes down to Laredo and Kenny. He hits a V-trigger and the one-winged angel to get the win.
Another strong performance by the Laredo Kid, but poor Pac. Shouldn't Pac be in that exact
yeah.
position? You know, he could get phased out pretty soon.
I mean, I hope not, but maybe maybe Laredo was in there to eat the pin. I don't know. But then Don Callis comes down to celebrate with the group. But then John Moxley comes out, followed by the Young Bucks, and they chase the heels off. So this seems to be pushing the Bucks' alignment into the babyface zone after kind of being in the middle for a while.
Well, we knew they were going to have to pick a side. They have to pick a side between, the Good Brothers are not good for Kenny. They're not a good
Bad
influence. on him.
brothers.
They're bad brothers.
No, they're not. Yeah, that's true. So we'll see. Mox and Bucks, though, that's an interesting combo.
The Mucks.
The Mucks, yeah. Nyla Rose teams up with Bunny, just Bunny, to take on Hikaru Shida and Tai Conti. Yeah, the match is fine. You had the what is the Matt Hardy group called? Matt Hardy Office?
MPO. I think is
MPO.
the
something office. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll get there. I don't want to look it
Anyways,
up. I feel like I should know this.
They are on one side, the Dark Order's on the other side, so match was all right. We get some big dives. I think eventually Vicky Guerrero, she distracts the ref, which allows the Bunny to nail Conti with a kendo stick, and then she hits down the rabbit hole to get the 3 count, which has got to be the biggest win of Bunny's Dynamite career, I think.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen her.
Maybe the only win.
Yeah, good. Maybe the only win. Tai Conti, though, is the top of the women's division power rankings right now. I think she's undefeated in singles action here in 2021.
I mean, we're still just biding our time. I think at one point we had a backstage Rebel and Britt Baker promo, but she's still not in that title picture, which is, we're delaying the inevitable.
Yeah, when are we dropping the hammer on that or pulling the trigger or?
It's got to be. I mean, come on.
I mean, we got to be. I mean, I think Double or Nothing will be 1 year of Hikaru Shida.
I think so. Yeah.
May-ish.
Yeah. So maybe that's the time to do it. That's in a month. I don't know. But let's go to the main event. We got tag team action. Miro, Kip Sabian take it on Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy in an arcade anarchy match.
Anarchy.
So, yeah, basically, falls count anywhere. You got a bunch of arcade classics around the outside of the ring. Your Mortal Kombat, Space Invaders, Whack-A-Mole, Air Hockey, all the, some fun
all the classic carnival-style arcade games.
Yeah. They even had a prize booth on the wall full of weapons to be used.
Yeah, I would have liked if we had the one, the one which is like the water gun.
Oh, yeah.
That you fill and then the balloon goes up. Or something like that. It would have been nice to, if one of these guys kind of just got water gunned.
Yeah, that might be difficult to set up in there. I mean, I'm sure they could do it. They could definitely.
This is AEW. We can do it. This is Daly's place, baby.
Well, anyways, another thing fun. I think I don't know. Did he come out to this last week? But Orange Cassidy now comes out to a new song, Where Is My Mind by the Pixies, which is way better and more memorable than his old tune.
I don't think I noticed that. No.
You didn't notice that this week either?
I don't think so.
Wow.
No.
Yeah, it was,
sometimes I cut through. Sometimes I just kind of cut past.
No, I do. I cut
ramp
past
intros.
entrances too. Huh. But yeah, it stood out to me because you don't hear many licensed tracks like that.
Never.
That was pretty cool.
No.
Yeah. Anyways, on to this match. We get into the weapons. Orange Cassidy throws Sabian through the back of the whack-a-mole and starts smacking him with the mallet. Chuck gets suplexed onto a barricade, but that's not an arcade machine, so I don't know why they did that. But then, I don't know, we get some dives off the machines. Everyone starts grabbing weapons off the prize wall. Even though they don't have tickets, they're just stealing. I remember one time I was playing one of those games that gives out tickets, and as I pulled the ticket, the machine like popped open, and I just grabbed the whole pile of tickets right out of there.
You went for it, eh?
I just grabbed it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, it's their fault.
I'm like, oh, I won the ultimate prize. Winner, winner.
It's their fault
Jackpot.
for not having a secure, machine. So yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, they grab their weapons off the prize wall, start smacking each other. They bury Miro under a bunch of debris, and Chuck grabs a teddy bear off the wall. He turns it around. There's a little strip of tape on the back. So he rips it open and pours out a bunch of those unforgiving Lego bricks, which Tony Schiavone sells well.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Who used those? Michael Nakazawa?
Yeah, it's been used before, but
Okay.
it's a fun little.
Yeah.
It's basically the thumbtacks comedy spot.
Yeah, we wanted to be thumbtacks, but we don't want blood. Okay, use Lego.
Yeah. So Kip Sabian, it's a big sit-out powerbomb to Chuck onto the Lego, but Orange Cassidy breaks up the pin, and then he hits Kip with the orange punch. So he's got the match won. Aubrey goes to make the pin, but then Penelope pulls her out at the 2 count. But there's no DQ here, so Orange Cassidy goes to intervene, but then Penelope kicks him right in the tangerines. And then she pulls off her thin lady belt to smack him with it. But then they're wrestling right in front of this claw machine. And out from under the prizes emerges the returning Chris Statlander. I've been waiting for this. Mm-hmm. And what a fun little surprise. She just pops up from the claw machine like the alien in Toy Story. She slams the front of this thing, and the plastic just pops off right into Penelope's face. So Ford tries to run away, but Statlander grabs a hold of her. They're on the outside of the ring on the apron, and then she just hits this amazing twisting fisherman driver off the apron through the air hockey table onto the floor. Awesome spot. What a moment. Big return. In a main event, no less, she gets to return. That's nice.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. So that was fun. And then Miro, he recovers. He gets out from that pile and just starts unloading. And then at one point, Orange Cassidy and Chuck, they're kind of beaten down. They start crawling away up the ramp. When good old Sue, she pulls up in the white minivan, and out of the back comes the returning Trent. 2 returns in one main event. What a fun night. The best friends are fully back together, so they start triple teaming Miro. But he's able to fight them off a little bit. And then he goes back over to the van, hops onto the hood. He's ready to do some crazy shit to Sue. But thankfully, Trent steps in, beats him up a bit. They fight back down to the ring. And then Miro picks up a Mortal Kombat machine. But it was one of those arcade one-up recreations. You couldn't pick up a real machine like that.
Probably not.
Anyways, he tries to smash him with it, but Trent avoids, nails him with a stool, spears him through a table. Then Chuck picks up Kip, hits a big running power slam through the stage, which I think was just a bunch of tables under a black curtain.
Yeah, it didn't seem like much.
But he broke him through it, and that gets the best friends the win. Big win. They celebrate in the ring with Statlander to a big 4-way hug as the Pixies play once again. Sue honks her horn, and it felt like the end of a 90s movie with the Pixies playing. It was nice. But you didn't notice. You didn't notice the song. Eh,
I don't think I noticed it, no.
The way they closed with the hug. And it was
I
like,
noticed that. No, I
movie.
just didn't notice the song. No.
Yeah, wow. It was cool. Yeah, if they start licensing tracks out, that'd be cool. Or if it was just a one-time. No, it's not a one-time. It's his new song.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah.
But yeah, fun ending to main event or to Dynamite.
What a great main event. The Best Friends have quickly established themselves as the masters of the chaotic street fight.
Yeah.
Which this was, with a little bit of their arcade bit, fun spots, creative. Miro looked great.
Yeah, Miro looked really good.
Who was only undone, really, when the numbers proved too much.
Yeah, so even in defeat, he still looks pretty good.
Yeah, and the two returns, that's fun. Yeah.
And if I can get a Statlander Penelope Ford match out of this, I'd be very happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Statlander was doing well before she had to go away for injury, so there's no reason why she couldn't come back and do it, and kind of be in an important scene right away.
Yeah, looking forward to it. But yeah, what she's gonna do.
Yeah, what another great main event on this show. And yeah, I mean, AEW not really built. This is just, it feels like we're building towards something all the time, but this is just a normal week in AEW.
Yeah. So nice, two big returns there. And we'll get more follow-up from them next week, I'm sure.
Well, let's hop across the cable airwaves, as it were, because we just finished our AEW, so let's go back in time and check out some WWE NXT.
NXT, what does it mean? I don't know, but it's some good wrestling. So NXT, watch and see. Gotta tap out a count out of 1, 2, 3. So
this is the last one before NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver, the monumental two-night event.
Yeah, and I guess also the second last ever Wednesday night NXT.
Wow.
And by virtue, the end of the Wednesday Night War.
Yeah.
Not really.
Next week's doesn't really count.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But, it's been rumored.
This is it. The Wednesday Night Wars were fun.
Yeah, they do officially announce during this show that they're coming to Tuesday starting April 13th. So I think they did it just so they can have that perfect 8-day streak of wrestling on WrestleMania week.
On the WrestleMania week. But yeah, so I mean, guys, so I guess our Monday through Friday would be Raw, NXT, AEW, Impact, SmackDown. That's our 5 nights. Bing, bang, 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 bang.
Yeah. But let's get to this NXT show. Roderick Strong takes on Cameron Grimes.
Yeehaw.
And Roderick Strong, this is the first time in a long time where he comes out and he's got his own music and graphics.
Yep, didn't shock the system one bit.
Yeah, I have no idea what he had before the Undisputed Era. That feels like forever ago.
Because it was forever ago.
Yeah, it could be the same music for all I know. But anyways, Grimes comes out. He's still pitching ideas. He wants to buy that intellectual property of the Undisputed Era. And he's got some Grimes the System shirts. And he's even got the entrance song. It's like, Grimes the System. But Roddy's not having it. He's seen enough, so he attacks him, and we have our match. And it was pretty good, But both men, they might want to leave a bit in the tank because they're going to be in the Battle Royal main event later. So we get a good back and forth match here. Later on, Grimy, he pulls this foreign object out of his trunks. But Roddy nails him. But then he goes over to the object, what turns out to be a Undisputed Era armband. So he picks it up and loses focus, which allows good old Grimes to come running over, hit the cave-in, get the 3 count.
Solid opener. 2 great people going out there. These guys could have fought at any time. And it would have been fun. Grimy landed on his head at one point in this. Yeah, it was badass, and he got right back up. It was just real cool. It was just real cool to see.
Yeah, there was a couple. Someone else landed on their head pretty good this week. I forget.
And they got right back up.
Yeah. I think it might have been. Yeah. Anyways, Santos Escobar comes out, issues an open challenge. Tyler Breeze answers the call. So Breeze and Escobar, yeah, they have an okay match. Escobar hits the Phantom Driver, gets the win. Then Legado, Phantasma, they beat him up after. So MSK come out to save him, and then Grizzled Young Vets appear on the screen. They cut a promo. They're all just hyping up that triple threat tag title match.
Yeah, that will be happening on one of the nights of Stand and Deliver. Yeah, did this whole show feel like there was way too much promo? Or was it the appropriate amount for our go home show? I couldn't quite tell. Because there was this. Yeah, it felt like a long promo before Breeze came out, and then they had their back and forth, and there was just like a lot of talking all episode, which is fun.
I mean, yeah, it was kind of weird because like Breeze and Escobar, I don't know, because they were throwing the tag title. So, I don't know. I guess because they're involved in both the cruiserweight.
We're trying
and
to kill
tag.
two birds with one stone.
Yeah, but Jordan Devlin was
timing-wise,
nowhere around.
Yeah,
so
and I was expecting Devlin to come make a save at one point or something.
Yeah,
which
that's
never,
the one.
Never quite happened.
Yeah, so it was a little drawn out. But
Oh, wow.
Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell taking on Gigi Dolan and Zeta Romir. I think.
Yeah.
The new fresh faces that they signed a little while ago. They're looking all right in their debut here, but they don't have the established chemistry of the Way, so they're not going to get the win yet. But Candice hits her wicked stepsister, and Indy follows up with a big springboard elbow drop to get the win. And then afterwards, Candice cuts a promo about them deserving a tag title shot. So Shotzi and Ember come riding out on their tank to respond, and they accept. They will defend the titles against them at TakeOver, and then they shoot Indy in the stomach with a tank missile.
With a with a ballistic.
Yeah, nice shot.
They didn't have their belts on him. Did you notice that?
Yeah, they could have brought him out. They
I
could
don't
have
know. Put him on the end of the tank. I don't know.
Yeah, but hey, we got what we wanted. I think we expected. It was the only title not booked yet, so our women's tag title belt. It'll be fun. You know, Candice and Indy, they're an established team. So.
Yeah, they're an officially unestablished team. Yeah, so we have an opportunity for a championship title change. Who knows?
Who knows? We try to get an interview backstage with Roderick, but he's leaving the building. He's saying he's done, but he's supposed to be in the Battle Royal main event tonight. So what's he thinking? Just giving that up. I don't know. Maybe he's going to go hang out with Bobby.
Yeah, he's Bobby. We got to talk about this, Bobby. And no one's brought up Bobby Fish either. There was this long promo, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, like pre-taped, pre-filmed, all that kind of stuff. And Bobby Fish was all over the place because he has to be. But nobody says his name ever. It's real weird.
Backstage, Io Shirai has some words for Raquel, but Dakota grabs her from behind and she gets laid out. So and then Raquel heads to the ring because she's got to take on Zoe Stark, who's kind of been getting featured more and more the last few weeks. So, we don't know much about her, but they seem to have some plans for her. Just got to build up her character a bit, I guess.
Yeah.
Or establish some sort of character. We don't know anything, really. But anyway, she puts up a good fight, but Raquel's not going to lose the week before her big title shot. This isn't SmackDown, right?
This isn't the main roster. You know who's getting the dubs.
Yeah, she hits the big one-arm powerbomb, gets a 3, but then afterwards, Io Shirai runs out, brawls with Raquel some more, but she ends up getting slammed hard to the barricade, and Gonzalez walks away. So she's 2 for 2 so far.
And that single-armed powerbomb is now like the most dangerous move on NXT. As we see this next wave of the women's division coming up. We've said goodbye to Rhea Ripley. It's only a matter of time until we see goodbye to the likes of Io Shirai. But now we have a new level of a new tier that needs to come up.
Yeah, lots of people ready to take the next step.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, we could have Raw after Mania. Boom, Io Shirai, Asuka. Did we give us that match?
I mean, yeah, it's possible. You never. Then between commercial breaks, there was this interesting segment. No explanation. This cute, tiny little dog just running around the Capitol Wrestling Center, just up the stairs, across the little football field.
Yeah.
But no context given, right?
No context.
At least the first.
It was almost like, they didn't have like the puppy bowl. They'll have that. So
yeah.
Like that.
It was like that, but yeah, just this cute little thing run. So we'll get more of that. And then, they did have a very well done. They always do a great job with these. I learned the name this time. The Prime Target video, which was done to hype up Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly.
Okay.
So
yeah,
top notch. Always they always pull old footage as well from their pre WWE days.
WWE.
Then we get some women's tag action. Kaden Carter and Casey Catanzaro back from injury. I guess it was a handicap match. It's 2-on-1 against Xia Li in this feud that's been going for a little while. And we kind of got our best look so far at the face of Mei Ying. They did a real good close-up on her with her white, red, and black face paint.
Well, yeah, I think Tian Sha is the name of like their group.
The group.
Yeah, the collective.
And then
Yeah.
Mei Ying is the one that sits there.
Yes.
Imposing. So anyways, mid-match, Kaden Carter goes up the ramp to get in Ying's face, but she gets choked down. And then Ying just blows the smoke into her face, which knocks her out. Some peyote or opium. I don't know what it was in there. So Casey's on her own. Xia takes care of business, hits that nice butterfly kick to get the win. So Tian Sha continues looking strong here.
Yeah,
Even
one
though
of
Boa.
one of these people is going to be the next NXT Women's Champion. One
Yeah, I
of
wanna
them. I
see,
just don't know who.
I want to see the other two start fighting soon. Boa, we know he can fight.
Yeah.
And Mei Ying, we haven't even really, we've seen her choke. We haven't even really seen her throw a punch or anything.
No.
Well, yeah, we'll see. But either way, I'm still liking it. Liking what I'm doing. Liking what they're doing. A year ago, Xia Li was at the bottom of the card, a nobody. Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much nobody knew who she was, and you get that getting a push. Love seeing it.
Yeah. We go backstage once again. Raquel Gonzalez being interviewed. When Io, she won't give up. She attacks her again. They pick up their fighting like the Peter Griffin and the chicken. And then Raquel picks her up and literally slams Io through the wall. And this looked good the way that broke. It wasn't like a big clean. Looked all jagged. Probably was just real drywall that she threw her.
Might have been, yeah. Drywall doesn't hurt.
So, no, you can. It's like cardboard. So yeah, Raquel 3 for 3, just looking strong as hell tonight.
Really is.
And then we get a follow-up clip. This little dog, he's run his way all through the Capitol Wrestling Center. He makes his way to the entrance ramp, presumably to its owner, but we only see her legs, these tall, high-heel boots. This cute little dog looks up, and then the words appear. See ya April 13th, Frankie. I think Frankie's the girl, not the dog.
Frankie's the dog. Yeah, let's wait for it.
But new wrestler, mysterious. The first episode of NXT Tuesday. So,
yeah,
is she gonna bring the dog with her to the ring?
I'm sure the dog is part of the gimmick. Yeah,
it's happened before, so I'm sure it won't be like Cody's dog.
It's not gonna be like Cody's dog. Don't worry.
Do you think they'll have a handler or something?
I don't know.
Or like tie it to the ring post?
It's hard to tell. But really, there's no fans. There would be no
well,
fans.
but eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, it's a cute dog, though. Mm-hmm. What do you think it is? A toy Pomeranian?
I'm not good with dog breeds. I'm really not.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. When it comes to like I can get Chihuahua. I can get like Pit Bull.
It might be part Chihuahua.
I'm not good at that. So I always bow out of what's the dog breed conversations.
Either way, I think it's a grown little dog. And
not a puppy. It's a real dog.
Well, puppies.
Well,
real.
you know what I mean.
Let's not discriminate. If you don't love a puppy, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. Unless you were bit by a puppy or something, like in the past.
Oh, puppy bite doesn't hurt.
Or maybe bit by a grown dog. Yeah.
I've been bit by a grown dog, but I love dogs.
You'll allow it. You'll allow it.
Always. I mean, I didn't like it, but that's it. Yeah. Then we get the Gauntlet Eliminator qualifying Battle Royale. So let's explain. 11 wrestlers in the ring. The final 6 are all officially qualified for the Gauntlet match on TakeOver Night 1. But the Battle Royal doesn't end there, because these final 6 men will continue to fight to determine the order of entry for the Gauntlet, with the winner coming out last.
Yep, makes sense.
Having that.
I'm on board.
Yeah, so it makes sense. They're just spicing things up. So, Battle Royale, we get a bunch of the mid-card guys, the Pete Dunne, Leon Ruff, all those kind of guys. So, standard Battle Royale stuff. Kushida, Pete Dunne, they kind of continue their beef. They both get eliminated at the same time as he does the hoverboard lock. So, the important stuff, we get down to the final 6. Bronson Reed, Isaiah Swerve Scott, LA Knight, Leon Ruff, Cameron Grimes, and Dexter Loomis, who are now all officially qualified for TakeOver Night 1. So, a good little group. Now let's determine the order. Bronson eliminates Ruff and Swerve at the same time. So those two will start the match next week. And then the other 3 guys take Bronson Reed at the same time. So final 3, we got Loomis, Dexter Knight. They team up on Cameron Grimes, but he pulls out wads of cash. He wants to pay them off, but they just sock him in the face and toss him over the ropes. So it comes down to Dexter and LA Knight. Loomis, he goes over the top rope, but he stays on the apron. So LA Knight goes through the middle rope and then just pulls Loomis down onto the floor to get the win. Bit of an underwhelming finish, but whatever.
Oh, I actually kind of liked the finish.
I mean, it was clever, but like the spot itself,
The spot itself. Okay, yeah. I actually really didn't mind. I really didn't mind the finish.
It works for his character. It works.
Yeah,
for
the way Dexter just kind of stood.
But if that was the end of a Royal Rumble, I might not.
Well, that's a good point.
But no, I guess it wasn't that bad for Elliot. Either way, he earns himself that coveted 6th position.
The final position. You know what? Battle Royals can often be like tough to sell to an audience. You know, they're so chaotic. There's going to be a commercial break in there, but when there's only I think it was 11 people, it really helps. Really helps the total kind of battle royal thing. It's like a limited amount. You can still tell a couple stories, and of course you're gonna have a couple stinkers in the process. But LA Knight got his big win. You know, Dexter Loomis still seems like the most dangerous guy. Bronson Reed's got the chip on his shoulder, and we have Swerve Scott and Leon Ruff are going to give us like 5 minutes of just flippies for a couple minutes. Like, this feels like it's already going to be a very well booked, or like it seems like it's going to be a good match.
Yeah, and I don't know if if I misunderstood, if they misexplained something, but like during the match when they were talking about the gauntlet portion, I think they said that the new man will enter every 3 minutes. So not necessarily after every pinfall.
Okay.
So you could have...
Yeah, so you will have 3, possibly 4 people in the ring at the same time.
Bunch. Unless I heard it wrong or something, but so that makes it slightly different from a regular gauntlet. I don't know.
Okay.
That's just what I heard.
No, I believe you.
Anyways, there was one more thing to end the show, because Io Shirai, she's still going. She gets back up. She's got drywall in her hair, but she comes out. She's fired up, cuts a promo in Japanese on Raquel, and she comes out. And they just start swinging on each other. So the locker room spills out. They have to separate them. Io just starts knocking people out all over the place. And she just hits a nice springboard splash onto Raquel to knock her down in the whole group. So Io, on round 4, she finally gets to stand tall to end the show.
Finally, standing tall to end the show. She just fell on a bunch of women who I had no clue who the hell they were. Which is always fun, too, when you see that. Because there is no gaggle in NXT. You know, if there's we ever need a gaggle on the main roster, we know who our big players are going to be. We've got no gaggle, and that sucks. Also, Johnny Gargano on commentary sounds like Corey Graves, and I don't know how to. I don't know if that's good or bad, or if I should be stoked or.
Yeah. When he does his, they kind of put on the same voice.
They put on the same voice
when they're selling things,
and they, they're both both playing the heel play-by-play, or sorry, not color. Being the heel color commentary. I don't know. I like the match though.
Yeah, I get you.
I also I can't wait because the match with him, whoever wins, Johnny Gargano will be on night 2. I can't wait for whoever wins the match to come out. They'll come out with like a bandage around their belly on night 2, to prove, just kind of solidify the devastation they had to go through the night before.
Yeah, they took a splash from Bronson Reed.
I love that. I love it when they do that. And that was Wednesday night. That was the last final Wednesday Night War as we know it.
Yeah, your go-home show, technically, for TakeOver Stand and Deliver.
Technically, yeah.
But I guess it's weird having to go home like a whole week before.
Yeah, it is weird. But we have some shows coming out next week where we will get into all of that information. But before we end this week's show, let's give out our final award, which is for the Wrestler of the Week.
It's the Wrestler of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week.
Mike, I'm going to start off first here. I'm going Cameron Grimes.
Yeah.
Fantastic match to open the show here. We got to see him doing his money thing, the whole Grimes the system thing. Really
great.
liked whatever the hell he was doing. And we're going to see him in the gauntlet match, and I think he's really good at professional wrestling.
Oh, yeah. We love Grimy. He's one of these days, he's going to get that North American title.
Hopefully. It could be this day next week, for all you know.
It could. Yeah, I would not mind. My wrestler of the week, that's always down to certain things. Great matches, big title wins, big returns. And this week we had a big return, so I'm going to give it to Chris Statlander. She was only there for a short while, but had a big impact. Probably had the biggest spot of the week with that crazy move through the air hockey table. Just looking forward to her getting back in some actual matches.
Freshening up this women's division, right? That's what we need over there. An actual competitor for Hikaru Shida, not just a bunch of posers.
The division that's on the rise. Perfect time to get back in.
Yeah.
The stove is on. The water is about to boil.
Yeah, we have the Red Velvet types, the Tay Contis coming out. Of course, Britt Baker's just waiting on the wings for whenever her opportunity will come. And
Jade Cargill.
Exactly. This could be a real good thing leading up to Double or Nothing for this women's division. And that's all the time that we have for the show. That's what we all got for this week.
Yeah, it's next week. The big week's here, folks.
The big week we've all been waiting for. We're going to have a couple shows there in the middle, so we won't leave all of y'all hanging, but we still probably have a few matches that we put on this Mania card. Is there even an AEW next week? I don't even know.
There'll be a Dynamite, but that'll definitely be at the
That's definitely kind of the bottom of our totem pole. They're gonna have to pull out some real fucking stops to kind of compete over.
I'm surprised
the big week.
I mean, they announced matches, but I'm surprised they didn't announce like a TNT title,
something like that, something with something at stake. But who knows? Another great week. Thanks for listening, folks. You know where to find us. Tune in next week when the shows are here. We're at the end of the road, and we could not be more excited.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, baby. Okay, you take care of yourself.
Have a good one.
2